Okay, in this video we're just going to look at how you can track outbound links in a custom report in Google Analytics 4. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'd had a request from somebody who'd asked about creating events for multiple links, and the sort of scenario is like it's a directory type site and they're trying to track the links who's coming into your site and clicking out to other sites, so you can get a bit of an idea of which links are being clicked on. And they'd mentioned about using events for it, which you could do. You could set up a custom event for each one, a little bit like how we'd set up mail clicks and how we'd set up phone clicks. I'll link to those videos if you're not sure what I'm talking about there. But yeah, essentially you could look for those URLs individually, but if there are lots and lots of them, the best way to do it really is to come into the Explore section on the left-hand side. And then here you can create custom reports. So what we'll do is we'll just jump in and we'll create a blank report. And then you can see here we've got a few sort of different options. And the first one is to set an exploration name. So for this, we'll just call it Outbound Clicks, because that's essentially just what we'll be looking at here. But you can name it whatever you like. So you've got that. And then we can set a date range. This can be changed at any point. So we've got essentially the last 28 days there. So that's not a bad date range. So we can kind of stick with that. And then what we're going to need are some dimensions here. So what we're going to do is we click on the plus button. It drags this out. And then we've got all of the options in Google Analytics that we can sort of drill down into. You can see up here, there's 343 of them. So there's obviously a lot there. So what we're going to do is we'll go search dimensions. And then the first one I'm going to look for is called link domain. I'm going to check that. And then the next one I want is called link URL. I'm going to check that one. Then I'd also like to check if the links are outbound, which we should know or not, but we'll click on that as well. And then once you've done that, don't hit close or click out of here. You're going to need to do import. So if you hit import, and then it pulls our dimensions into here. And then under the metrics, I want to use, again, you've got all these different types of metrics here, 169 of them. You can just search in here for whatever metrics you want. The metric I want is event count. So I'll grab that, and then I'll also import the event count. So under dimensions, you should have link domain, link URL, and outbound, and then under metrics, event count. And then what we're going to do is we basically build the report out of the data that we've pulled in. So there's different types of reports. I'll do a different video on how to use some of these different ones. We're going to use a free form report, but you've got ones like funnel exploration and things like that. So you can kind of follow where users go to, where they drop off, that sort of thing. But that's not quite what we're covering here. So what we'll do is what you can do, you can literally just click down on these and drag them over. So we're going to drag link domain, link URL, and outbound into what are called our rows here. And then if we scroll up a bit, we also need to drop in a value, and our value is going to be our event count. So if we drop that in, and then you can see it's generating a report here. And what we end up with is a link of all the outbound links that we had over that month. And you can change it. So we could just change it so that it's a bit wider than that. We could come out 90 days, I think you can do. So you can see all of the different ones here. So what we'll do is if we look at the rows here, so we've got link domain, and that is just essentially the outbound domain that it's going to. So you can see here we've got insta360.com, YouTube, Panasonic, all just different domains. And then the next column we've got here, link URL. This is actually where it's going to on that website. So you can see we've got the exact YouTube video link there. On this one, we've got the exact link on the Panasonic website. And then it will give us whether it's an outbound link or not. Most of these really should be outbound because it's specifying kind of like an external domain there. So they really are outbound links. So if you sort of said, actually, that doesn't really make any difference, I don't want that in the report, you can literally just remove it from there, just hit the cross, and then that column is gone. And you can see we've got this event count column. And obviously that's the important one because it tells us how many times people have clicked out on certain things. So yeah, that is more of a, you know, a bit of a neater way to kind of do it. And then what you could do is, so let's say in the example you've got somebody that is running, I think in this example I was given, they've got it's like a dealership site, and then they're pushing people through to this main dealership site, and then people come in and they click off to the dealer that they want. So in this instance, you know, you'd have all your dealer URLs here, and then you could kind of have how many clicks each dealer had had over the month. You could export the report as a Excel doc, CSV, however you want it, and obviously just remove the bits and pieces from the report that you don't want, and you can send it out to, you know, whichever providers need it. So it's just a nice clean way to get those details, so you can give somebody accurate data about how many times, you know, clicks have come out. And if it's going the other way, if they're clicks coming into your site, that actually you can do in like, you know, that's more of like a referrer. So you can do that, but this is more sort of going outbound. So ideally they would be able to track it on their side as well, but things don't always work that way. So, you know, at least you've got the numbers you can give to them, and if they're recording numbers on their side, you can tally them up together and sort of see, you know, if those numbers match up. But yeah, that's generally kind of how you do it. And then once you're finished with these, you can just click out, and then you can see here we've got the outbound clicks report that we created. And you can create multiple ones for this, you know, if you want certain report for certain people, you know, you can just have that, but you can come back in at any point and you can kind of, you can just sort of come in and do this. You can come in and you can do things like, if we go to link domain, select the match type, and then we could do contains. And then just because I know this is actually in there, we could do like Insta 360. So we could just say, just give me all the outbound links for Insta 360. And then you can see there, it's given us that report. And then, you know, maybe you could just change your outbound reports to outbound reports Insta 360 or something like that, you know. And then you've got more of a specific report there just for that person. And like I say, you can always download them and you can just chop them up that way, whatever's easiest for you really, but you've got the option there for that. And you can, if you want, you might not want to do this, but you can change the visualizations as well. So, you know, actually in this case it's actually pointless because it's all going to the same domain. So yeah, if we changed it, you can see, look, we've got like a kind of bar chart of all our stuff there. It doesn't quite work in this because we've got too much of one thing. Let's have a look. I think they're all a bit useless, to be honest, for this type of thing. You can see where people have come in from. That could be quite useful, but yeah, you get the idea anyway. That's you know, that's how you can come in and you can create these custom reports. So yeah, hopefully that's been helpful. If it has, give the video a like. If you want to see more content like this, then please subscribe.